So I wasn't really going to talk about this photo book slash magazine because honestly it does feel like more of a magazine than it does a photo book. But I thought, hey, it's Fukagawa Mai, I might as well. We see this front cover over here. By the way, this is very thin, so I'll probably get through this video real quick. I don't think it really represents the photo book in general, or photo magazine as it says up here. But basically this is like a nice collection of photos that she did for this magazine. And the back being a more open one, and being outside giving a different feel for it, contrasting this one over here, which is harsh lights, but then this one also being a little bit more soft light on the outside. The inside cover actually being like a nice little plain one with actual writing and everything. Fairly nice, fairly nice. Opening up to the first page. If you were thinking about getting this photo magazine, I gotta get used to that, and you aren't convinced after watching this, just look at this part right here. Bam, right here, you get Fukagawa Mai, you get Mai stickers. This should be one of the biggest reasons you get this. Starting off over here, it is like a magazine. You get to see a nice picture of her. By the way, the paper quality on this is not good, so please bear that in mind. Though the sticker quality though, we get a nice playful one of her to show off the contents. And flipping to the next page, we get to see what the back cover was all about. And we get to see her outside being a nice, elegant Mai. Then move on to her wearing a beret. And we see an assortment of different funny faces, which I always like seeing in idol photo books or idol photo book magazines. So very fun, and I feel like fans really appreciate these. And this one right here is very nice. Don't feel too hot about over here with the elbow pointing straight at the camera, but you just gotta love that bokeh, right? Especially with it being nice and flat, kind of like overcast day, but yet still having reflections in the eye is really good. Having these two images right here makes it look like a comparison in the lens. Like this is 70 millimeters, this is 200 millimeters. Well, it's not exactly 200, but you know what I mean. This one right here, nice environmental shots, having the penguins in the background, her eating ice cream. It's a very in the place type of shot. Meanwhile, this one over here, the background is a little bit more obscure and it's more concentrated on what she is doing and eating the ice cream. So we get the nice little contrast, and right here is a good example to see in other photo books that I critique of what the background plays into what a good photo book is. If it's in Japan, it's more okay to do these type. And even in the travel location ones, it's okay to do these. But you need to have these type of images in order to set the environment, in order to let people know where you are. Because if you just look at this, you might make a guess she's at an aquarium zoo. But looking at this, you know for sure. This one right here, I feel like is a little bit too yellow. Because first of all, we have the sun coming in, making it a little bit more yellow. They're probably shot at like daylight, I imagine. Plus we have her dress being yellow, plus the hairlight being yellow, making her skin look a little bit more yellow. So I feel like there's a little bit too much yellow going on around here. Ooh, these two images are actually some of my favorites. I really like the hairstyle that's going on over here. A little bit messy, not so much prim and proper. And then this one, usually I'm against the full hand being on, but since we're not seeing a lot of the palm, I feel like this one works out because it's not showing the full frontal palm. With this one, it just shows the fingers, having a little bit like on the lips, makes it feel like a little bit more suggestive, but yet it's still keeping that coolness to it on her face. Then move on to feet pointed towards the camera. As we can see, her legs look really tiny. It looks almost as tiny as her arm does. This is why you don't want stuff pointing straight towards the camera. Maybe if she was like angled like a little bit more this way, it would have worked out. I feel like this one would have been a little bit more interesting if her eyes were the ones in the lights. I feel like they were trying to go for a feel here, but I feel like everyone's just concentrating on this, which I mean could be the points because she's wearing specific lipstick. But if you wanted to go for that, you'd cover the nose with a shadow too. So I feel like the eyes need to be in there or the nose out of it. Oh, and by the way, everything on the side and on the inside is in English, in fact. Like the only thing in Japanese is like the interview on the back. So it's fairly interesting that they actually went this aesthetic. Now, you international people can read it too. Right here we get her feeling very, very soft, especially with the dress that she's wearing. It makes her look very small, and with the pose being all close together, it makes her look very small in this environment, and they're really going for that soft, young expression. Even though in the photo book they say, oh hey, she's turning 27, they still want that small aesthetic in there. These two right here are good pajama pics. This one right here is a little bit more classic-y feel with the whole leaning and everything. This one's a very nice pose that's really safe to go to. I feel like you always get something good from this pose. Meanwhile, this one, the fingers are a little bit too clawy for me. If this was a little bit more softer, I feel like I would have liked it more. Then over here, we move on to the lifting of the shirt, which we see a lot in photo books or even in photos in general. And with this one, I feel like it does kind of fit in because she's right here, she's relaxing. She's like, you know what, forget it, I'm going to go in the water. Oh, by the way, I kind of really do like this photo. Now looking at it again, I feel like it's a good thing they didn't clean up the feet, because then it actually shows that she played around and she is sitting down after a long day. And especially the face she's putting on really adds a different element to this. Though on the next page, we get to see her wearing something completely different. I kind of wanted the continuation of this, but I guess we're going to this over here. This image right here kind of looks like it could be an art piece because it's like a little bit blurry. So it does kind of seem like something someone would paint. So this is a really interesting one. The posing and everything is kind of unique. Very relaxed mouth, eyes looking straight through the camera, and the hair being parted just perfectly right there above her eye. Everything just falls into place with this one, especially with the shoulder over here being turned this way over here. I feel like if she lifted it up a little bit more, it would have been a different element to it. They move on to some more in style. And with the wet hair look, we have these over here. This one kind of being like a little bit like I'm hiding the other eye. Well, this one over here being more like I'm crouched down. Again, these aren't really my favorites, but I do like the feel that's going on around here. Then move on to these over here, and these ones are a little bit different from everything else we've seen. Like, she doesn't look fully like Mai here. It looks like a completely different thing. It might be her makeup that's different. Yeah, because we can see different colors in there. We see a different style of it. We see a little bit darker of the eyeliner and everything. The lips are different. Some of the contouring is a little bit different in these. Some of the face makeup stuff is different, pretty much. But plus the hairstyle and everything, having it a little bit more like straightened out. Like this one right here kind of looks like they just took a flat iron and then put it down. I don't know how I know that. But these are really different, and it's nice seeing these different things in there. And then we move on to the magazine part of it. From here on out, it's more about the wardrobe and everything, so nothing too much that interests the photographer other than, if you're a fan, look at all the cool stuff Mai wears. Look, you even get recipes, and you get like workout tips and like how to massage your face and stuff like that. There's a lot of good stuff at the end. All of it's in Japanese at the end. Like in the middle and to the beginning is all about English, but then at the end when like it's actually the magazine part, it's all in Japanese, I mean, of course. But then we finish off with her and a character saying bye-bye. Really cute. Again, last image, so I remember it as being cute, and her saying bye. So it leaves a more lasting impression. And that is her magazine, no, her photo magazine. So let me know what you thought. Fukagawa Mai fans, definitely get it. Nogizaka fans, alone for these stickers, you should get it. There's a lot of cool images in there as well. Yeah, it's a fairly interesting concept for her to do. It isn't so much like Shiraishi's, although I haven't seen her fashion book. I feel like it's maybe a different feel from that. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below about that. What does this like most relate to? Like I covered Minagishi Minami's Mook, but that was a little bit different feel than what this one was. This one felt like it was like 3/4 photo book with like magazine style shooting. And then the last quarter was actual magazine where like it had traditional stuff like here's recipes, here's workout tips, here's drawings that I made, different stuff like that. A little bit more geared towards the fans. And not saying that all of it isn't geared toward the fans. I feel like that specifically was like handpicked what section should be where for the fans. So yeah, if you're interested in this, go ahead and pick it up. It almost costs as much as a photo book, and the paper quality is kind of low, but I feel like Mai makes it all worth it. So you can subscribe to the channel in order to keep up with photo book critiques. This is a photo magazine, so it's still in the section. I'll still put it in there. You can go ahead and check out the other videos I've done, as well as like this video, and leave your comments down below. And as I say every single week, Thank you all for watching.